I don't have time for affection. Get off. Last time you saw him, he was a puppy, and he's a fucking monster. No bite. Don't. No, we're not having. No. Don't. No. Don't back chat. Stop giving me attitude and get down. If you scratch this chair, I swear. Can I help you? Hey, it's Mel. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, it's lovely to have you here. Today we're going to be looking at the case of Dr. Harold Perelson and the history of the Los Feliz murder mansion in LA. I cannot pronounce that. I am the worst when it comes to pronouncing things. The building still stands today and a brutal murder took place there 61 years ago. This case over time has just become forgotten and not many people know about it. This case is very dark and it occurred in 1959. With cases that are as old as this, information is limited. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot. If I'm missing any bits of information, maybe something that you've come across that I haven't, please leave it in the comment section below. With that being said, let's get into it. The mansion is 5,050 square foot. It's a 4-bedroom Spanish-style villa. It was built in 1925 and it inspired the murder mansion in season 1 of American Horror Story. Because of the murder that took place there 61 years ago, people believe the mansion to actually be haunted. Over the years, it's become a sort of tourist attraction. The house is located on a very narrow, curvy, one-lane road in Los Feliz and is heavily gated. It's near Griffith Park. The house architect was Harry E. Weiner. He sold it to fruit seller Harry F. Schreider. He was the first owner of the house. His wife Florence died of a heart disease on the 1st of July 1928 and Harry died of pneumonia 27 days later. After his death, the house was sold on the 6th of December 1931. The house was rented to 7 tenants, one of whom died of an infection. In total, 3 people have died at the house. The house went without any incidents for almost 3 decades. Now moving on to the case itself. The Perelson family bought the house in or before 1956, when they applied for a permit to move a window according to records. They only lived in the house for a few years and according to neighbours of the Perelson family, they just appeared to be an average, normal family. They had no idea that everything was about to change. They had no idea what was going on. The family consisted of 50-year-old Dr. Harold Perelson and his wife Lillian, along with their 3 children, daughters Judy and Debbie, and their 30-year-old son Joel. The oldest child was Judy, age 18, and the youngest was Debbie, age 11. At 4:30 a.m. on the 6th of December 1959, Harold struck his sleeping wife with a hammer and then beat Judy with that same hammer. She screamed, which woke up Debbie. Judy escaped her dad and ran to a neighbour's house for help. Marshal Ross called the police and went over to the Perelson house. He found Joel and Debbie, who were unharmed, and sent them outside of the house. This next part really creeps me out. Marshall went upstairs to the 2nd floor and found Harold calmly walking around covered in blood, and he told Marshall to go home and then walked into the bathroom. He ended his life by swallowing a concoction of water, acid and tranquilizer pills. Harold then laid on the floor next to Judy's bed and minutes later he died. Luckily, all 3 of the Perelson children survived, but they have stayed out of the public eye. I don't blame them. Harold's motive to this day is unclear. There have been speculation that he had some kind of nervous breakdown, others think that he was going through financial issues and stress in family life. Leading up to the murders, Harold had 7 suicide attempts and was recently hospitalised. Bear in mind that at this time, mental health was not taken as seriously as it is now. On the night of the murders, Harold had eerily placed a copy of Dante's Divine Comedy book on his nightstand. The pages were open on Canto 1, saying, quote, "Midway upon the journey of our life, I found myself within a forest dark, for the straightforward path had been lost. Like most others, I think he had a mental breakdown. 1 year later, after the murder-suicide in 1960, The house was sold to a couple, Julian and Emily Enriquez, who only used the house as a storage site. They never actually moved in. And to make matters worse, the Perelson family's old furniture was still in the house. The couple allegedly were not made aware of the violent crime that occurred there a year before they moved in, which is hard to believe. I don't know if that's actually accurate. The couple had a son called Rudy, who in 1994 inherited the house, and just like his parents, he never actually lived in it. He died in 2015. In 2016, another couple bought the house. It seems like the house is constantly being bought and sold. I don't know who the current owners are. Last year, the house was remodeled by architect Richard Landry. That's all for today. That was the brutal case of Dr. Harold Perelson and the history of the Los Feliz murder mansion, which also inspired the house in season 1 of American Horror Story. Let me know what you think about this case in the comment section down below. Have you ever heard of it? Would you ever consider moving into this house? I definitely wouldn't. As always, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.